Hello and welcome back. Today I have a review for Rosalind again, and this time I am trying out their dip powder system. So we have the base coat, which is number 1, number 2 the activator, number 3 the top coat, and number 4 the brush saver. And I have this gorgeous grey powder, which is D106. I'm just soaking off my old dip powder, and once that's all done I'll come back and we'll see what this dip powder's like to use. Okay, so there are 12ml in each bottle, and the powder D106, which looks a gorgeous grey, is still protected, so you need to remove this carefully. So I'm just going to do that now. And I wasn't expecting that. It's actually a silver holographic, which is picking up on camera more than my actual eye caught it to be. So let's try it out. Okay, so off camera, just to make this video not as long, I've quickly applied and left one finger to show you how it applies. You can see it looks gorgeous. So I'm going to take number 1, the base coat, and apply this to my nail. I go as not right up to the cuticle, but a nice even coat across most of the nail, and then just dip into the tiny pot of powder. This system is just the same as any other dipping powder system, but I thought I'd just recap for those of you that may not have seen or interested in trying dip powders. As you can see, that's a nice coverage there. So I'm just going to let this soak into the base coat for a bit before I get my fluffy brush and just gently dust off any excess powder. Okay, so that's that bit. Now I have a piece of clean tissue here, and this time I'm going to do the whole nail, going as close to the cuticle without touching it and the side walls. Again, a nice even layer. The smoother you put on the base coat, the less filing you have to do at the end. So apply that nice and smooth, and then I wipe the brush on the clean bit of tissue before I put it back into the bottle. And I do this with all of my dip powder liquids because I don't want to gunk the brush up with dip powder, because that will eventually ruin the base and then it just won't be no good, and even the brush saver won't be able to help you if it gunks up too much. So again, that's a nice even coverage. Just wait for that to soak in a bit before I dust off again. And I'm going to do one final dip. If you wanted to do a 4th one, you could, but I'm happy with just the 3. It gives a nice coverage. It doesn't make my nails too overly thick, but it does still give them enough strength to protect them. So again, another thin even layer of the base coat over the entire nail. Another wipe of the brush, and then one final dip. And you can see, I mean, these pots are tiny, but you can see even with the length of my nail, even my thumbnail, I was able to dip in that pot. So, but you can also sprinkle over the top of your nail. I'm going to put that away before I knock it over. And now I'm going to get the activator, which is number 2. Now I have heard that some people activate in between layers of dipping. I never have, and I've never had any problems not doing it that way. I just use the activator as the final step once I've finished dipping, just to seal all of the layers. And I'm just going to give that brush a wipe just in case. And that is done. It's a nice, smooth, even application, so I'm not going to need much filing. I'm going to do this off camera anyway, because I said I don't want this video to come out too long. So we'll just quickly go and do that, and then I'll be back. Okay, so that's all filed back into shape, quickly buffed over to make them nice and smooth. And now I'm going to use number 2, the Activator again, and just paint that over each nail. And just let that soak in and dry. So try to get a nice even coverage, because this helps with the next step once this has dried. Okay, so now we are going to take number 3, which is the top coat. And my trick to doing this, I mean, this is just how I apply it. Whether others do the same, I'm not too sure. But I take the top coat and just quick wipe the brush. And again, just quick and wipe the brush. And I'm doing that because obviously the activator will help speed up the drying process of the top coat, and I wipe the brush because I don't want any activator to touch the brush, go back into the bottle of base top coat, because that will harden it and then it will be no good. And there you go, you can see that holographic rainbow there. It's a gorgeous colour, a lovely system to use. I'll link everything below as per usual. It's a super easy. I just thought this was grey, but no, it's a gorgeous holographic silver. And all that I need to do now is I will add another coat, but yeah, as I say, the brush restorer I don't always use because I wipe the brushes before I put them back into the base and top coats. But should your brush start to be getting a little bit gunked up, you can, that's what this number 4 brush restorer is for. But other than that, all I'm going to do now is I'll add another layer of the top coat, wait for that to dry, and then finish off with some cuticle oil. But if you've tried dip powders and you want to look for a new system or try another system, if you've not tried dip powders and you're looking for a new system to try, I recommend these from Rosalind. This was my first time in using them, and I highly recommend them. It was a gorgeous system to use. And as I said, I'll link everything below. I'm sorry for the colour of my skin in this video. I don't know what's going on with my camera today, but thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.